Well, they won a game. They won a game. I should say Igor won a game, but they won a game. Welcome back, everybody, to another post game here on Rangers Central. For the first time in what feels like forever, they won a hockey game. And man, this entire team owes Igor Shesterkin not a very quality dinner because holy crap, outside of him, yikes. Yikes. This was a vintage win from what they've been doing. So I'll say this: if the bar is this team is a fringe playoff team and they're on the cusp of making it, and first second round exit, this is a fine win. But for a team with cup aspirations, if this team even has them left, this is another just ugly win. I'm sorry if anyone's looking for someone to wave the pom poms, then I would just leave the stream. You're not going to like what I have to say tonight. I'm just not going to sit here and do that tonight. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Igor is really the one that gets the most praise for me tonight. There's maybe a few others you could give praise to, the line of Trocheck, Panarin, and Lafreniere who reunited, and they looked good being back together. And outside of that, that's really where, I don't know, there wasn't too much. Fox had a better game, but you cannot be taking as many penalties as you are in this game. They took so many penalties. And Matt Rempe, the guy draws 3 penalties, and I'm like, all right, maybe I could compliment him. And then he turns around and he takes a terrible penalty at the end of the game. And the thing that I say, though, with the Rangers, when the tables are turned, when the Rangers get a 5-minute major going their way, or if they get power plays going their way and they don't capitalize on it, I say you don't deserve to win if you don't capitalize there. Dallas, they did not capitalize on any of their power plays, missing nets. Igor, again, like I said, stood on his damn head because, holy crap, every time Mika Zibanejad was out on the ice, play was in the D zone. It felt like every single time, anytime they had to defend, ugly. And that third period, they got to be way better at holding a lead there because Dallas got way too much in that third period. I'm sorry, you cannot be letting them get that much on you when you're trying to close a game out, especially when your goalie has been performing the way he has, and especially in that second period where they allowed a lot of quality and Igor saved their ass. Play better defense in front of your goalie in the third period. Close the game out for him. And they didn't do a great job at that. Igor still had to make a lot of saves. If Igor starts to heat up, that will change the conversation here, obviously. But to me, it's just another win where they did what they've been doing for years now. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just down in the dumps still over this team, but I'm just not there. I'm really just not there tonight. And I can't sit here and say, well, let's see if they build on it, because every single time I say that, even, they don't. But I guess let's see if they build on it. But they have to be way better in their own end still. And that's something that still worries me. If you want to say it was better in terms of the fact that it at least looked like there was an effort tonight, sure, I could give you that, maybe. Because at least it looked like they gave a shit at points. But they need to be way better in their own end. I'm sorry. They just do. That just was not good enough in front of their goalie. It just was not. And that has to change. It has to change a lot. Because to me, this is a win where the bar is low if this is considered a great win here. I'm sorry. It has to be said. The bar is low then at that point. But that's my opinion. You could have your own opinion in that regard. That's just how I feel. But yeah, because a lot of this team plays better offensively, though, shorthanded, though, which I don't understand because you had that Riley Smith goal shorthanded, which that goal was still hilarious to me because he definitely meant to lift the puck. He couldn't there, and it ended up working out for him, honestly. And then the other goal, too. That was great work by Fox. Like, he was doing something that I've been annoyed about with this team for a while. He worked below the goal line. I would have liked more puck support there, but he worked below the goal line, found a man. Trocheck was able to bury that one. And that's something that they need in general. They need Trocheck to start producing. But again, is this going to be a scenario where this is going to be a one-line team again? I don't know, but remains to be seen on that part. But, man, Mika Zibanejad has to be sat for a while. I'm so aggravated. Every time he was out there, nothing good was going the Rangers' way. He can't be playing. He just cannot. The amount of times that he was missing open nets, the amount of times that Dallas was getting quality looks when he was on the ice, and that first goal too that they scored, the only goal, but the goal that they scored too, he needs to sit still. He needs to sit. Because nothing good happens when he's out there. I thought Schneider looked better. Schneider and Borgen, that pair in general, I thought they looked better as the game went along. I thought they struggled a lot out of the gate. They were a bit better as the game progressed, but yeah, like I said, it just took them a bit to get a little comfortable because the first few shifts Borgen was out there, it felt like they were just in the D zone the entire time. But I agree with this too, that Dallas had a couple of post and both missed nets. I don't know. I just do not love the way they played in the D zone still tonight. I mean, they had a 6.17 expected goals against. And I'm sure people are gonna be like, stop looking at the expected numbers. Look at what actually happened. Look at the final score. You look at those numbers because it shows if something is sustainable. And for me, I go off of what is sustainable and what's not versus the cold results, which, again, that's why people don't like me, but it is what it is. And to an extent, yes. To an extent, no. I think Borgen was better in the offensive zone than he at least had he had one quality look tonight, and that was better than anything Trouba did in his Rangers tenure, it feels like. And even if you look at the penalty kill, or at 5-on-5, the expected numbers showed that Dallas outplayed them. Do you like the way Drury's going about this? Saying play, if not, you'll be traded. I mean, yes and no. I still don't love the way Drury is as a GM. I think that he makes moronic decisions. I do agree with that one, though, that you need to hold guys accountable. And this is it. This is exactly my point, Robbie. This is exactly the point that I'm making, is that the third period, way too much pressure in their own end. Way too much. That can't happen. They were playing on their heels that entire third period. And I get that there was a 5-minute major, I know. But even at 5-on-5, they were in their own end pretty much the entire third period. They have to be way better in front of their goalie. And they just weren't. Win and lose on goaltending, pretty much. And at 5-on-5, they were still hemmed in their own end. Yeah, Borgen's a way better skater than Trouba. That's for sure. That's not tough to beat, but yeah, Borgen's a way better skater. It's so annoying though. It really is annoying because I was like ready to pump the tires a bit for Rempe tonight, and then he did that. But man, he owes Igor a ton because he would have got Rempe would have been right in the crosshairs tonight if Dallas won this game. And yeah, you don't take risk, obviously, but they were on their heels too much and inviting too much pressure and still allowing too much quality. That's the problem with the third. And I agree, the Rangers had a couple of quality looks in their own right, but just not as much as Dallas. Yeah, they were saying that on the broadcast that Dallas is terrible at coming back. They do not have a win trailing going into the third. Thank you, Joe, for the $2. Good luck to you and New York Rangers from a Panthers fan. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do I think it's possible to move Mika? No. Not at all. What do I think of the deep hairs when Miller's healthy? Honestly, I have no clue. Honestly, I mean, you're probably looking at Ruedel or Vakanainen coming out of the lineup. I would probably say Ruedel's the more likely. And I could say this now, if Jones isn't going to play, then move him. And I agree with this. Rempe, that should be Rempe's last game as a Ranger. That was his 22nd time, and he's already taken 9 major penalties. And this was his 4th game misconduct. Can't have that. Yeah, no. I think that it has to end with him. Alex Belziel's performing well in Hartford. I'd take a look there. And I don't know either because they look lost out there in the D zone. They look absolutely lost. That's why, again, and I'll admit it, I could just be a douche or whatever. I could be a douche, and that could just be it could just simply be that. But to me, I'm not moved because this is literally what it's been all season. When they win the games, it's this style where you either have the goaltending bailing out or the offense looks so good that they just heavily outperform them because of it, or at least score wise. But the defense still is just, it's just gross. It's truly just gross. I'm going to get Matt and Carson, though, on the stream here. Sending them both the link, sorry. That's why I got distracted here. Thank you for the $2, Van. I appreciate that. Kreider needs to be traded. Love the channel. I really do appreciate that a lot. The donation, the kind words, all of that. I really do appreciate it. And, yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. I would still explore that, but I don't know if they're going to or not. Do they play hybrid or man on man? I thought it was hybrid, but I could be wrong. It seems more like man on man, but honestly, I couldn't even tell you because there's just no structure in the D zone. There's really just no structure to where I can't even say for certain how they play in their own end or their style. What's going on, but
Dallas. Why you got to do this to us? You couldn't just blast 5 past Igor. But 2 points is 2 points, right? We're back. We're back. Cup charge is back on. Yeah, until he gets smoked by Carolina on Sunday.
It's also funny though because I had a weird feeling going into this game that they were just gonna do this and get this type of win. Like I had this weird feeling inside of my body where I'm like, Igor's just gonna steal a game here, and they're just gonna win because of that. I can't explain why I just had that feeling today.
I mean, it was going to happen eventually because, I mean, even though I would have liked them to lose every game until from now to the rest of the season, it was going to happen. But let's be honest, the only way they're actually winning games, especially against the good teams like Dallas and like Carolina and like New Jersey that are coming up, Igor's just going to have to stand on his head tonight and steal them. Like a classic Gerard Gallant type victory. That's the only way because in terms of actually going toe to toe with these top teams, it's not going to happen. I mean, look, like they took 7 penalties today, and like people can spare me with the penalty kill. Like, cool, like you killed 7 penalties. That's cool. Why are you taking 7 penalties in the first place? Because
That and Igor faced a lot of volume
because on another
on those
because
penalty kills.
yeah, because on another night when Dallas can actually finish their chances, this game would have been long over. And I mean, I mean, I'm surprised from the start that it wasn't over because, I mean, the Jamie Benn goal, like it didn't count, but how it amazes me how Mika's just standing there and he gets blown by that easily by Jamie Benn. And and this is not even like a prime Jamie Benn we're talking about. Like Jamie Benn's still decent, but he's kind of over the age of 30 already. He's on the wrong side of 30, and the guy just blew past him and scored a really nice goal. You know, it didn't count because of the offside, but that's just Mika's got to sit because I've had enough. I've had enough
He's
of this
terrible.
bullshit.
And I agree with this entirely that I didn't even
Yeah,
touch on tonight. The power play yet again has just been terrible. You're not going to win. Like, it's not going to be sustainable if you're not generating and scoring off your power play. And I get people are going to say, but Dallas didn't either. We're not a Dallas channel.
yeah.
We're not a Dallas Stars channel. That's first of all. Second of all, this has been a trending thing with the Rangers power play. They're not getting enough, and Fox is not a threat at all on the power play. And that's
No.
and then Mika, I mean, there's no point in even putting a man on him because he's just gonna fan on every opportunity that he gets. So the power play has to change. I don't even know what you do to fix it at this point because I don't know if a personnel change is gonna do anything. Like, and you could change the structure to the power play. Is that going to be enough? I don't even know at this rate. And I want to address some starred comments here. What if they beat the Canes? Does that change your mood some? No. No. I'm at the point where I need to see a long stretch of games where they look competitive before I'm moved, especially in their own end. And I'm with you on this one, Dennis, that not moved as much. We need to win all of the games in 2024 for Evan's mood to be changed. It's literally not even that. Like I say all the time, it's pretty simple. Play the right way, and I'm happy. Even if you're losing games, play the right damn way, and I'm happy. Because the results will come if you're playing the right way.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I'm so done with this group as a whole. Obviously, I like a couple guys here and there. I don't dislike everyone on the team, but as a majority, this group is just it's not it. And we saw it even last year. Yeah, they had a couple games where they played really solid defensively, and it looked like they could build off something. But then you go the next 2-3 games, and you're like, okay, back to Igor just stealing games. And even like couple like a week ago, like against Pittsburgh, you thought, after the Trouba trade, oh, they won. Are they back? Are they back? And then they go to Seattle, they play a good 30 minutes, and then they shit the rest of the night. And now we're on this long stretch again. And then, cool, okay, you beat you beat a Dallas team, but let's face it, Igor stole you that game. All right, you want to build off something? Go go outplay Carolina and New Jersey. They won't because they're not good enough, and they don't have a system to counteract Carolina and New Jersey. And Carolina and New Jersey's top players are just way too quick for this team, especially this defensive core. I mean, we see it every time on transition; they get blown by. But hey, listen, you want to show me something? Go do it in those next 2 games.
Yeah, and before I let Carson jump in, I said it in our group chat that to me, this was a carbon copy paste of what happened at the Garden last year against Dallas, where, and if anything, I think they played worse tonight than they did in that game against Dallas at the Garden last year. I thought at least that game, they showed flashes of competent play in their own end. It wasn't a lot, but at least there was more. Tonight, it was a tire fire anytime they had to defend. Like, that's the issue here. But Carson, I'll let you jump in with your initial thoughts.
I tried so hard to not get wrapped up into this game. I was like, if they've done enough to know what this team is. But then this guy, Igor, he slayed tonight. And all of a sudden, everything's all good. A gallant performance. Let me just say that. The most gallant thing I've ever seen in my life. All that was missing was like turnovers in the neutral zone or something. That was all that was really missing. But they had a decent amount of those too. Mika Zibanejad is possibly the most depressing player I've ever watched in my life. Especially since we've seen him actually be a good hockey player before. As soon as this guy turned 30, I don't know if he just like I don't know if he just completely just lost half of his brain and just doesn't use it at all. But like I have not seen this guy give a shit on an ice rink for a long time. And I think it's really, really it's not just even concerning. It's just like you expect it so much that like I don't know the type of vomit that he produces on the ice. It's like, well, here it comes. It's like it's coming, so you might as well get it over with. I've not seen him execute one play properly on the ice. I really haven't. Like I really every single time that this guy gets involved or does something, I don't know, half of positive, it's like then he just shuts off his brain and then he's absolutely done. One thing I will say, Berard kind of made him look a little bit better tonight.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really say much. Berard was actually flying and seems like he somewhat cares. But it also seemed like he was a little too fast for Mika to even keep up with, obviously, because Mika does just everything on autopilot. And then basically just they played through Igor Shesterkin because they love to they built around their goalie. This is why you pay Igor.
No, that's not why. That's
why you pay him for performances like this.
And this builds off of the comment that I wanted to address here. I wish I could prove to you that I wouldn't be this way if they played flawless. Like, all I could say is if you want to see me being positive and happy about this team, go back to last year in October and November. I was bought in with this team and thought Laviolette fixed the issues, and then it just went back to the garbage with this shit. That's the closest I could give you to anything, but that's the problem, and it's back to what we said with why you don't pay Igor, because the cold results will be there sometimes, but we know the long-term results of this. And the thing you said about Mika, it's just like so annoying too, because he makes a good play in the offensive zone to set up Berard on that rush, and then he's just not back checking.
And then
after that,
he just what was that one play?
And takes a stupid penalty
where the air basically just swung him backwards, and the puck goes back into their own zone. I mean, like, what exactly is this guy seeing on the ice? Is he seeing ghosts? Like, seriously, there's nothing in front of him. There's nothing in the vicinity of him. And he's just like losing his balance, and he's swinging across the, like, someone said it in the chat. He said it looks like he skates like he's in sneakers or something.
Oh, I thought
it looks
you were
like he's seen a ghost and facing a mid. Yeah, like, listen, we've all seen players lose production and go down in production whenever they get paid. Like, we've always seen it. We've seen it with so many sports, but I have never seen somebody like Mika Zibanejad who, after he got paid, pretty much just faded away and lost his existence. Not production, existence. Like, and it keeps, and the thing is that it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, considering the fact that they continue to validate it. They won't let him sit. They won't have him sit or anything. There will be absolutely no accountability, because for some reason, with some of these sprinkled in plays that he makes, when he actually wants to try, which is not many times in the game, they still view him as a top line center. And it's pretty easy that they do. It's pretty simple to see that they still view him as a top line center. Now, obviously, he's been on the third line these last 2 games.
But I don't want to hear about that when he's still on the first special teams units every single time. Like, it's counterproductive.
Exactly. Still putting him on the power play, too, which is like, I mean, it's not like that power play is going to be, because let me tell you, Fox looks awful on the power play, too.
He's a non-factor.
He doesn't exist.
Well, but that's what happens. But that's what happens when you're not a good skater. You can't open up the ice for yourself, and you can't open up the ice for your teammates. Like, go ahead and, like, you know, I watch a lot of games like Colorado, Vancouver. When you see Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes walking the line on the power play, the difference is so noticeable, because they have that elite edge work that Adam Fox just doesn't have, and they can create time and space themselves that, for not only themselves but their teammates, that Fox just can't do it. And listen, I get it. I like Fox. He's won a Norris. But I just don't understand why this guy in the offseason, he can't do it himself and work on his fucking skating. Because he would actually be such a better player if he actually worked on his skating and his edge work. Because he's a lot better of a defensive player than Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes is. But that explosiveness, that skating, it's not there.
And how many times do we talk about this with literally like every player? This is why a guy like Kakko needed to go, because you could have guys that aren't the best skaters, but when your roster is filled with them, you're not going to win. And this roster does not have anyone outside of maybe Brett Berard and maybe Will Cooley, if you want to say.
They go counterproductive anyway. Because there's guys that can't skate, such as Kakko, who they took out of here. They trade him, and then they end up bringing up. I mean, what is their solution or transaction in? They bring up Matt Rempe, who, I mean,
another guy who can't skate either. It just makes no sense. He can't do anything right. That's a whole different
There's nothing
problem.
that guy does fluent whatsoever.
No, and he was playing good, drawing penalties, and then he just countered it.
It just looks awkward. Anything that he does on the ice, it looks awkward what he does.
Yeah.
Like, it really just seems like he's overtaking everything. Like, he looks like just like a computer mod gone wrong. Like, he just looks so out of place, aside from like everybody else on the ice. Like, he just, and I understand, like, talking about, you know, him drawing penalties, which he drew 3 today, and which is usually what happens when you're a physical body like that, which is something that we saw with remember Julien Gauthier when we had him here. But it's like,
the king of drawing penalties.
The king of drawing penalties, but like at the end of the day, what the hell is the power play going to do anyway? And I mean, and then he just, like, he actually like he actually played a sufficient enough game where it's like, okay, maybe you give this guy minutes in the third period and you're like, okay, maybe he establishes something. And then what does he do with those third period minutes? He raises his elbow. He gets what, his fourth game misconduct of his career in 22
Yeah, ninth major
NHL
penalty.
games. Like, I mean, what is I mean, it's a shock, right? It's a shock that this guy isn't an NHL player, but it's like, I mean, the gimmick's getting old at this point. Like, the gimmick is getting old.
It got so old so quickly too. Like, I did defend him at points last year, and I was like, there could be a player here, but he's just not ready. Like, that was my thing with him, where he's just not ready. And my opinion remained consistent the entire way through that. If you're relying on a 21-year-old kid who's not NHL ready to spark your team, you have so many more problems than you know about. And that's a constant that remains. The lack of skating, which I was talking about before, with this entire team, an issue, which is why I did not want them to get Gabe, which, sure, hopefully that works out there, but he's another guy that has a lot of skating issues in his own right. And like that's just the problem. Like, we're talking about, it's just round and around we go with this team, with the same things over and over again, no matter what it is about. Like, pick any subject, it's round and around we go.
One positive and three negatives followed right afterwards. Like, that's literally how I see it. It's ridiculous how they manage this entire thing. There's really nothing that you can say that is promising, even when they win games like this, because they're not going to build on it. They aren't going to build on it. We know damn well they're not going to.
No.
And even if they do end up winning this next game or end up playing a little bit better, smidge bit better, because they're going to have to play better than they did tonight, because they played like absolute shit. I don't care what the scoreboard says whatsoever. They played like shit. Igor faced, I don't know what, every single skater on that team.
It was like 19 high danger chances total and 9 at 5-on-5.
It's a typical Rangers performance.
If that's considered exciting to you, Rangers fans, you've got brain damage. I'm sorry. You just got brain damage.
I just think the bar is too low. That's what I said
way
earlier.
Too
it's
low.
Too low if that's if this is considered a quality win.
No, it's fine. No, I was gonna say the Rempe gimmick got old right when the playoffs started, because I mean, cool, like they beat Washington, they swept them, but when you're going up against a team like Carolina, or like how they did in Florida, for example, like cool, like they still beat Carolina in 6, but when you go up against Florida, a team that is one of the better teams, one of the quote unquote cup contenders, and they can roll 4 lines constantly throughout the game. When you're going into a game and you're knowing that Matt Rempe is going to only play 5 minutes a night, and now you're only playing 11 forwards, now you're tiring out your other 11 guys because you can't trust this quote unquote guy in a close game in the third period. It just doesn't make any sense for me. And then like, for example, what happens if a guy gets hurt? Now you're down to 10 guys effectively because you're not going to play Rempe still. It's just the gimmick's old. He's a waste. Cool. The story was fun and cool when he first came up here. He fought Matt Martin in the Stadium Series, but
I was at that game. It was great. It was fun. The energy was awesome. But it's like, eventually this is gonna get old. And I mean, my dad was never with it when it happened, because he was like, eventually he's gonna end up costing us, and everyone's gonna end up booting this guy out of New York. I mean, it's so old at this point where you're like, and I'll tell you, it was really funny with the sequence of when that conduct happened, because there was somebody on my timeline. I don't know who it was. I don't know if I followed them or not, but I saw somebody said, "You can't tell me that Edstrom is more impactful after seeing what Rempe is doing here." And then I put my phone down. 5 minutes later, he gets this misconduct. I was like, that's why. That's why. Yep. He's an idiot. That's why.
Yeah, it's just any time you think that maybe he is taking a step forward, like tonight, it's just a gigantic 10 gigantic steps back. It's the same shit. And I want to address a couple more comments here, and the great Chris Jury will go all in for a fringe playoff team. The fact that we're seeing reports that they'll swing for the fences this year when they didn't last year is just beyond me. But whatever. I'm at a point where I could just, all I could do is laugh. I don't care anymore. I can't help but laugh. I just can't be bothered. Brian Othman, he is healthy. Do you give him a shot at this point? Yeah, because you really don't have a lot. I mean, I would rather him than Matt Rempe. And I said it last stream that if you need to open a spot, I would move Riley Smith, get draft capital for him, and then call up Othman. I'd rather lose games with Othman getting time in the NHL than win maybe a few more games with Riley Smith contributing. Not that he's been the most impactful player, even though he scored tonight, but he's still just been.
I'll continue to say it. There is no one more hilarious than Riley Smith. There really isn't. Like that dude is.
That goal he scored tonight was hilarious.
Hockey player. Like he's insane. He's insanely hilarious. It's insane.
You guys are way too obsessed with the analytics, though. Tonight was definitely better than the no-show of the late. Even the Preds game, they played with more juice. And yes, as mad as it makes you, that's progress.
Nope, Igor was definitely better tonight. That's what happened.
Yeah, I just can't agree. To me, it's what I said before. This is the wins they were getting in October and November, where it was either Igor stealing the show or their offense was just producing at an unsustainable clip, and that was getting them wins. And that's the problem. You can't go by the raw, cold results. We talk about this all the time.
Just because it's better than the last couple weeks doesn't mean it's good.
That's the thing, too.
It doesn't.
Like, the bar is really low here. If we're applauding them because they gave at least some sort of an effort tonight at points, like, I'm sorry, but the bar is way too low. That's
like the Mets getting no hit in a game, and then they come back the next game, only get one hit, and still lose. Like just because it's one hit, that means it's better.
Or it's just like everything Jeff McNeil ever does. Sorry. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Igor, 41 saves tonight. Let that sink in. That and facing like half of them being high quality. I'm sorry, but if anybody thinks the defensive play was good enough, it wasn't good enough. It just was not.
What if they get...
Zach Jones was also scratched for Ryan Lindgren, by the way. Ryan Lindgren still indestructible.
And I can't even disagree with the idea of it's the exact same situation with Kakko. It's like it's literally the same situation with Kakko where both of them deserved to be scratched, but there's guys that deserved it more than them. It's the same exact conversation that we had with Kakko. Like, I'm not gonna even dive into that. The ghost of Gerargon. Yeah.
You can hear the table tapping as we speak.
Yeah, you can hear him saying Shesky played well. Shesky played a great game.
We got some looks.
That's what he's back there for.
He's a warrior. He's quite a warrior, all right.
We trade him to the Warriors? No, that's not a hockey team. Never mind.
And even not on the power play. And sorry, but most of this game was played with either team on the power play. I think pretty much half the game, 34 minutes of this game was played at 5-on-5. So almost half the game was played with either team on the power play. If you're going to sit here and say, we'll be happy because they won, then I could sit here and say, and analyze it the way the game went. Almost half of it was played that way. And this is the point.
Wow. Apparently, what's it called? Captain Duck Shit got his first point in Anaheim today. So congratulations to him.
Captain Duck Shit.
I don't even
Yeah,
know
he
what
got
to
an
call him
assist.
now. Or ex-Captain Duck Shit. I don't even know. Duck Shit, Wolf Shit. I mean, we have so many different types of shit that we have at this point. I mean, animal bowel movement tier list is something we're gonna probably have to do. Wolf shit goes in the S tier.
Yeah, wolf shit's gotta go in the S tier for that one. That's gotta be. We have to actually do that. I just gotta like. I'm just gonna start changing the animal when I tweet. Like tomorrow will be, or not tomorrow, Sunday when they play. I'll just say like crocodile shit instead, or like
Cow shit.
Gazelle
cow
shit
shit
has a really good aura to it. Like
gazelle shit does
It
have
really
aura
does.
to it.
Rhino shit.
Rhino shit, hippo shit. Hippo shit has some aura to it too.
Yeah, hippo. Yeah.
yeah, not bad. Not bad.
I would put. I think gazelle could go in. I think that could go in S.
Oh yeah, I like that from
Moose
Moose
shit,
shit.
yeah.
That works.
That's great. Moose shit could go in S tier. Yeah, horse shit is strong. I mean, that one's a classic though.
That is a classic. Gazelle shit was pretty good back in 2021 with the Mets. Man, that was a great time.
This is how down bad we are right now that we're talking about animal shit and making a tier list.
Well, speaking of shit, zebra shit, baboon shit. All right, man. All right, we're cooking here, folks. We're cooking. Jesus Christ. What have I turned your chat into, Evan? Sorry.
I'm fine with it. This is better than talking about the game, honestly. I'd rather talk about armadillo shit, personally. This is great.
So,
It's been time. It's been time for a while.
can't keep those two off of each other, though.
No, not at all.
Don't worry though. I'm sure the hugs were back tonight. The hugs per 60 went through the roof tonight.
Reindeer
The
shit
hug
for the
is back.
holidays. That's a good
Reindeer
one.
Shit.
It's the holiday season, all right.
Octopus shit when they play Seattle. All right, so he's just coordinating it to the team now.
All right.
When they play the Penguins, penguin shit. I actually like that idea.
Oh, man.
When they play the Bruins, bear shit.
Bear shit, yeah. Gorilla shit's good.
Oh God. Yeah,
I just
Canadian
gotta
baboon
say
shit,
for-
that one's pretty good.
I just gotta say though, because I'm just looking at the viewer count now, it's actually hilarious how much people love watching me pissed off when they lose. Like the viewer count is just double the amount down. The past few streams have eclipsed like 500 to 1,000 views, somewhere in that range. Today I'm at 284. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the ones that make that enjoy watching me suffer instead.
Yeah, we got some new T-shirt ideas.
A new merch line, yeah. Animal bowel movement, panther shit, yeah. Shark shit.
Shark shit. Jeez, do sharks even shit?
Yeah, they do.
Why do you know that?
Because every animal's got a shit.
That's fair. So when they play the Golden Knights, is it night shit? Like
Golden shit.
the Canucks, I guess, is whale shit or orca shit.
Yeah, orca shit.
Orca shit. Okay, now that's got some ring to it.
Zeus shit for the lightning. That's fucking great.
When they
Leaf
play,
shit for the Leafs.
yeah, when they
Wow.
play Utah Mormon shit.
Fisherman shit.
There are no animals that don't shit, but some animals don't have an anus. Thanks, AI. Speaking of. Oh my god.
Wild shit. Devil shit.
Satan shit is a lot better. Come on.
Oil shit.
Oil shit.
Golden shower vig. Yeah. There it is.
Shitstorm for the Canes, yeah.
Bunch of jerks.
When they play the Islanders, just Islanders. Sorry. I can't even make that joke because we're just as bad. So it's like,
If not worse.
if not worse, yeah.
Hey, listen,
Strap them
listen.
onto your goalie,
I mean,
man.
listen. Last night with the Blue Jackets winning, we were tied for last in the division, so it was a great time last night.
Utah could stay as Coyote shit. I agree with that. Screaming Eagle shit for the Capitals, I guess. This is fucking ridiculous. Royal shit for the Kings. Jacket shit.
Hawk shit for the Blackhawks.
Buffalo shit.
Calgary Flames steaming shit. Seriously, people? Come on, pick it up.
Flaming hot shit.
Yeah.
Flaming
Flaming
bag
pile
of
of
shit.
shit.
Flaming bag of
Flaming
shit.
bag of shit.
Senator shit. I think Orca shit's my favorite one.
Yeah. Or Orca shit has aura to it.
It's like how every team has their own hashtags. Every team has their own
Shit.
version of shit. Play
Canadian
play
shit.
like a New Yorker. Pretty much the same thing.
So I guess we're Liberty shit. Ranger shit.
No, we're rat shit.
Rat shit,
just-
yeah.
They're just straight up pops. Like that's literally it. Like just pops. That's it.
Hang the banner.
The only way to
Shit.
explain them.
Hang the Pops banner.
Oh yeah, do you have that?
Shit, I have to get that added to the StreamYard.
Uh,
Pops got more championships than we do. I mean, in the last decade. That's
It's actually insane how Pops has a dynasty before the Rangers.
yeah.
Winning back-to-back meme of the year.
Three
Even
in a
has his
row
own
is
banner now.
There you go. There we go. You can see how much fun I had watching this game.
I met Pops at the shoe store.
you were getting those Oz.
Oh my god, Raymond.
Lubricate.
Oh, jeez.
How the fuck did we get here?
The Rangers got us here.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this
Oh
has
wait,
been better than
Rangers a
talking about
rag
the
of
game.
shit, right? Rag of
Rag
shit?
of shit, yeah.
Chris Drury's team building skill got us here.
Kangaroo shit. This has been better than talking about the game, though. I'll say that.
For those just joining and looking for analysis, surprise.
I hope there's someone that like thinks we're gonna get back to talking about the game, watching us on replay, and they just hear this and that's like, all right, it's over. Statue of shit.
Subway shit.
No, that's just Subway. That's just the,
You could have just
Come
left
on.
it there, yeah.
Well, it was nice to. I mean, speaking of the game, if we want to actually talk about the game,
Yeah, I'm trying to find like comments to like even talk about it again, but I can't even find like any comments to pull up. It's just all about shit.
It was nice. I mean, speaking of shit all year, who's been shit all year, it was nice to see actually like Trocheck do something. That was nice. You know, he actually existed for a second. He still wasn't great, but he existed for a second.
That's
At
what
least
I was
he
saying
backed
before
up
that.
whatever he was saying yesterday, or that whole shit where he's the shit. You know, when he was, I mean, that was another thing. What was it yesterday? When Trocheck talked about how, you know, this anti-Drury protest is not true. Like, why don't you actually have like one of the alternate captains who are the supposed leaders on the team say that and actually shut it down? But instead, like, they just let it marinate. They just let it marinate and just hide from the media. It's like, it's insane.
That reminded me of something that I completely forgot to bring up. The fact that report came out that Kreider avoided the media because he felt the Rangers didn't honor Jim Ramsey enough. Like, I don't know how anyone could be like, but they won tonight and not see the surrounding pile of shit going on around it and be like, fuck. And then there's drama with the social media manager too. How the social media manager is apparently not allowed on road trips anymore. Like, what the fuck?
If I get into Jim Ramsey, like any references, your entire channel's getting demonetized. So I'm just gonna turn the cheek right here.
No, that Trocheck comment, it pissed me off, but not for the reason most people think. Like, he did the right job in terms of a leader going out there and going up to the media and shutting that down. It's the fact that people actually believe him. The guy's fucking lying. The guy's blatantly lying. And even if he wasn't lying, if they were really revolting against Chris Drury, do you really think they would actually go to the media and say they were doing that? Do you really think they would? No.
Absolutely not.
Come on, people.
They would just be clicking their heels in the locker room. I'm sorry. I tried to hold it back, but it. Oh, God. 2 points be 2 points.
Yep.
Always 2 points be 2 points be 2 points.
That's the new motto. We went from no quit in New York to 2 points is 2 points.
No, but Fox said the actual new motto tonight that it takes everyone.
Oh, yeah. Great. Fantastic.
It takes everyone.
You mean it takes Igor?
It takes Igor. It takes Igor to
Igor.
carry your fucking ass, your overpaid ass, to the fucking promised land.
Yeah, if I was gonna speculate which player it was about, considering there was another story, I'm not gonna get into that here, but considering there was another story about the Laugh, it could be him. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate that, but it would make sense considering a certain story that happened. Yes, we are back.
Yes.
Back to Gallant.
Don't matter.
Gallant Island.
Don't matter. It's 2 points.
Yes, we're so back that we're 32 games in. We're 16-15-1, and we're currently 3 points out of the second wildcard spot. We're so back.
We're still closer to a lottery team, but we're back.
Call a cab, folks. We're back to Gallant Island.
13 points off top of the division, but we're back because Igor stole a win.
Yeah, we're being sarcastic. Buttery shit. Some people are still going with that.
Jeez. Wow. Come on, people, focus.
Yeah, well, come on. Talk about this great game that brought them back. I don't know why we're not talking about the game more. Sheep shit's pretty good.
Oh, Ricky, you're not wrong. I thought they would get smoked too, but
Oh, Carolina
like I said
next.
before,
Oh, this should be fun.
I had a gut feeling in me that this was gonna be what happened tonight. That Igor was just gonna steal one. I can't explain why. I just had that feeling that was gonna happen. If nothing changes entering next season, what do I think about Sports Central? I will just focus on the Mets.
Before I
I'll focus on letting the man who saved me continue to save me.
the effing seats.
about to turn Griffin Channing into a lockdown reliever. That's my goat.
Yeah, I still have to go live on my
yeah.
We gotta do a podcast again so I could apologize to Stearns and Griffin Canning. Political shit for Ottawa. You could just call that politics in general. I don't think you need to add anything to it.
Carolina, Jersey, Tampa, Florida. Good luck.
Go get him, sport.
Aw, shucks. We'll get him next time.
This is pretty straightforward.
This is a layup if I've ever. Is that Mark Williams who wrote that question?
So,
This is a